Hey gang, I'm Fahaam, your financial freedom guru. Let's turn your dreams into billionaire success stories. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating, mysterious, and extreme billionaire journeys the world has ever seen. This is the life of Howard Hughes, a man who defined what it meant to dream big, take control, dominate industries, and eventually lose himself in the very empire he built. From aviation to Hollywood, from record-breaking flights to reclusive paranoia, Howard Hughes didn't just live life. He rewrote what it meant to be larger than life. Born in 1905 in Houston, Texas, Hughes didn't exactly start from zero. His father, Howard R. Hughes Sr., was the founder of Hughes Tool Company, a business that created revolutionary oil drilling bits which became essential to the booming oil industry. That company printed money. So when Howard Hughes Sr. passed away, young Howard inherited the entire business empire at just 18 years old. Imagine that, still a teenager and already in control of millions. But instead of sitting on that fortune, Hughes did something remarkable. He risked it. He saw opportunity everywhere. He didn't just want to keep the family business alive. He wanted to build something the world had never seen. So what did he do? He looked west. To California. To the land of dreams and moving pictures. That's right, his first move was Hollywood. At just 21, Hughes moved to Los Angeles and decided he'd become a film mogul. And you know what? He did. He poured millions into making high-budget, high-risk films like Hell's Angels, one of the most expensive movies of its time, filled with real dogfights and aerial stunts that pushed the envelope. People thought he was crazy for spending so much. But when the movie finally released, it was a box office hit. Hughes wasn't just another rich kid trying to play producer. He was the real deal. But Hughes didn't stop at Hollywood glamour. His true obsession: the sky. Aviation. The thrill of flight. He wasn't just interested in flying planes, he wanted to build them, break records, and control the very skies. So he founded Hughes Aircraft Company, which would later go on to become one of the most powerful defense and aerospace companies in the world. Hughes designed and flew planes that shattered speed records. In 1935, he set the airspeed record in his H-1 Racer. In 1938, he flew around the world in just 91 hours, faster than anyone before. He became a national hero, a symbol of American innovation and ambition. People didn't just admire him, they idolized him. Now imagine this: you're already a millionaire, a successful film producer, and a world record-setting aviator, and you're still in your 30s. But Howard Hughes wasn't done. Not even close. He wanted to control the skies commercially too. So he bought a controlling interest in Trans World Airlines, known as TWA. Through aggressive expansion, Hughes turned TWA into a global airline powerhouse. His vision was clear: faster, better, more luxurious air travel. He poured millions into cutting-edge aircraft, including an order for 300 Boeing 707s that changed the entire industry. Other airlines were forced to follow his lead. He wasn't just in the aviation business, he was defining it. By now, Howard Hughes was one of the richest men in the world. His investments weren't just calculated, they were bold, visionary, and risky. And more often than not, they paid off. He owned casinos in Las Vegas, vast real estate holdings, and was a dominant force in several industries. He was the definition of the American dream on steroids: unstoppable, unbothered, and unmatched. But here's where things take a turn. As brilliant as Hughes was in business, his personal life was unraveling. Slowly, paranoia started creeping in. Germs terrified him. He began withdrawing from the public eye. He'd spend months in dark rooms, obsessed with cleanliness, avoiding human contact. The same man who once commanded boardrooms and hung out with Hollywood stars now refused to cut his nails, locked himself away in hotels, and issued orders through handwritten memos. His fear of the world became so intense that he lived in almost total isolation. He didn't even appear in public for the last 20 years of his life. Still, even from behind closed doors, Hughes controlled an empire. His company, Hughes Aircraft, became a major defense contractor, earning billions through government contracts. He was making decisions through intermediaries, building satellites, weapon systems, and pushing the limits of science and tech without ever leaving his room. Think about that. A recluse who still managed to be a titan of industry. But over time, the paranoia took a toll. His health declined. His relationships fell apart. His fortune began slipping through the cracks of lawsuits, mismanagement, and internal chaos. He moved from hotel to hotel, country to country, trying to escape the world he once conquered. When he finally passed away in 1976 at the age of 70, his body was so unrecognizable from years of neglect that fingerprints were needed to confirm his identity. He died alone, weighing barely 90 pounds, addicted to painkillers, and haunted by the very brilliance that once built his empire. And yet, despite the tragic end, Howard Hughes is still remembered as a legend. Because for decades, he wasn't just rich. He was iconic. He dreamed big. He risked everything. He dominated film, aviation, real estate, aerospace, and casinos. He took money and turned it into power. He turned power into innovation. And he turned innovation into history. His life was a roller coaster of vision, madness, power, and paranoia. And if there's one thing we can learn from it, it's this: the path to financial freedom isn't always smooth. It's wild. It's unpredictable. And sometimes, the very genius that builds your empire can also break you down. Howard Hughes' story is a reminder that ambition can take you anywhere, but without balance, it can also consume you. Still, if you strip away the darkness, the core of his journey is pure entrepreneurial fire. He dared to dream beyond oil tools. Beyond planes. Beyond movies. He chased greatness in every direction and left a legacy that still shapes industries today. So if you're out there dreaming of financial freedom, remember this: your journey doesn't need to follow anyone else's path. It just needs courage. It needs vision. And it needs the kind of bold belief in yourself that Howard Hughes had in abundance. Just maybe, with a bit more balance and a little less paranoia. Thanks for watching, gang. Stay focused, stay free, and remember, your billionaire journey starts with one bold step.